So nurturing those relationships with previous stakeholders and deals, and if you're a rep listening to this pays huge dividends 2, 3 years into your career when you've built up this digital Rolodex, so to speak, of people that you've done business with that are moving companies. So you'll really start to see some benefit to that. So I want to unpack that strategy a bit and get tactical on how you can execute this across your sales org or as a rep. So I think step number one is keeping a list of every stakeholder in your deals. This is very easy to do, but requires a lot of discipline, just like exercising. So what I did is I created two lists in Sales Navigator, so LinkedIn Sales Navigator. I had a list of champions and important stakeholders and deals that have worked. So that was a list of about 100, 120, I think it was. So this was like every VP of sales or CRO that I interacted with, the enablement leader, anyone that was in charge of the buying process. And I mostly chose closed won deals for this. I've started actually going through closed loss deals where the outcome was not that they hired a competitor, it was no decision. So they decided not to do anything, but I had a really strong champion. And for whatever reason, we couldn't get the deal across the finish line. Those are really good people as well. And then I also had another list of every manager or rep that was in those trainings. So for you, this is going to be how do I systematically get every rep to create a list of their champions across all of their deals? And if you're a rep, you should be storing this like across all the different companies that you work with too, so that you have that data. Two, for me, the reps and the managers are like the users for you selling a software product. So think about like who are all of the people that you guys ended up signing up for the solution? Can you get a list of those people from your CS team? Who are all the people that signed up? And then you get a separate list going because you never know, like in a year or two, those people could get promoted into leadership positions. Something that happens to me quite often is a sales manager becomes a VP of sales at a smaller startup. So all of those things become people that you can engage. So step number two is monitor the list every week and month. This is super easy to do if you set it up in Sales Nav. And if you have, like Zoom Info or Outreach or whatever sales loft or sales engagement platform that you're using, there's really good workflow typically to get from Sales Navigator into a sales engagement tool to kind of track how you're doing this. So when I did this, I realized that there was 100, 120 people. Of those 100, 120 people, I was like, hey, these 30, 40, I felt really, really good about, had really good previous relationships with. And when I went to monitor for job changes, promotions, content they were posting, just company triggers, stuff going on at their company, I found like 20, 30 people that had like really good, interesting things going on. And then I started to reach out to them. So that's step number three is nurture the relationship. I went for the lowest hanging fruit first. I'm a really firm believer that you should be texting, and a champion is not a true champion unless you can text them. So what I started to do is text everyone that I had a texting relationship with and said something along the lines of, hey, so-and-so, it's been a while since we talked. I'm starting to create a lot of new content now for sales leaders. So one, would like to get your thoughts on that and share some things if I could. And then two, just wanted to catch up and see if there's anything that we might be able to chat about, things that we can help each other with, intros that we might be able to make, etc. Every single person I reached out to wanted that meeting.